Hey crafty friends, Einat Kessler here with 12 cards of Christmas. Thank you very much for joining me. And today we'll create a winter window scene with stencil. So I have here the brick stencil that I'm going to use and the resin window that is going to go on the card. Now what I want to do is create a little mask that will hide the space where the window will go, so there will be no brick pattern there. So what I'm doing, I'm just cutting a white cardstock around the window. You can trace it with a pencil and then cut it if you want, but this way will work too. So what I'm going to do is put that little white cardstock piece under the stencil, and now I can go ahead and start creating my brick pattern with the stencil. I'm going to use 2 shades of Distress ink, Vintage Photo and Walnut, and they're 2 shades of brown. This way it will be not as flat. You'll get more dimension, sorry about that, more dimension when you use 2 different shades of the same color. So basically, once I'm done with that, before I'm doing the other color of the Distress ink, I just want to add a little bit of gesso here and there, just to add more of depth to my bricks. You know, if you look at a brick wall, the bricks are never the same. Each one has different bumps and shades and colors. They're more or less the same, but if you look at them closely, you'll see they're not. So by adding all kinds of textures and colors to the brick, you'll have a more uniform look. See? Now I have to complete my design on the bottom of the card. And then I can go ahead and add my other Distress ink color, the darker brown. And again, don't forget to put the little window there. So I'm adding the other Distress ink and the bottom too. See, now I have my brick wall. And now I can go ahead and create my window scene. Now what I want to do is, I have here some different shades of green scraps of paper, and I'm just going to punch a few of those leaves. And if you have, my point is to create a Christmas tree in the background, but if you have a stamp of a Christmas tree or a punch of a Christmas tree, you can use that too. So I have the same white piece of cardstock that I used as a mask. Now it's going to be the back side of my window. So I'm going to glue down all the branches to sort of look like a tree. It doesn't really matter because it is something that is going to be in the background and not very visible. Just a hint of it will be enough to imagine it's a Christmas tree. So I'm adding a few more of those to my window. It will be like looking inside a window and see the Christmas tree there. That's what I'm going for. One more piece down there. I think that's enough. Just gonna trim the excess there. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is take, see, this is how it's gonna look. But what I want to add in between those 2 layers is a piece of acetate, so that will give us the illusion of glass on our window. So again, the same way that I cut the white cardstock, I'm just going around with my scissors around the white cardstock with the same shape and the same size, and now I can go ahead and create the window itself. So we're going to glue the acetate to the resin and then the cardstock to the acetate. Let's start. So it's a little bit confusing. So I'm just putting some glue on the back side of my resin window, and then gluing down the acetate, and then adding some more glue to add my white cardstock with a Christmas tree. Make sure that the Christmas tree facing the window, because you're supposed to see it through the acetate. And the whole thing goes on the card. Now we have our window on the wall, and we can go ahead and create our wreath. For that, I just want to add some more definition to my bricks. I'm using Faber-Castell Artist Big Brush pens, black and brown, just here and there, not on all the bricks. So since I don't know if you know, but since the artist pens are with India ink, you have a little time, very little time before they dry, and then you can brush them, rub them with your fingers, and create sort of shadows. They're beautiful for shadow creating. So that will give it more dimension, and once they're dry, they're permanent. So I love these pens, they're fabulous. Anyways, my wall is ready, and what I'm gonna do now, I want my wreath to be sort of hanging on the window, but since the resin window has some height to it, I need to create a space to glue my wreath on that is going to be as high as the window. So what I'm doing is adding some foam tape, and I'm going to glue down all those little leaves or branches to the foam tape, and that's going to be my wreath. It's not going to be a circle, by the way, and don't worry, none of the foam tape is going to show. So you have all those shades of green, and I'm just starting to add all those leaves in layers. And building the wreath as realistically as possible. Now once the foam tape is covered, you need to add some glue because there is no adhesive to secure the leaves in their place. So if the surface is not sticky enough, just add some glue and build your wreath. I don't know if it's not a circle, if you can call it a wreath, so it's a decoration, let's call it Christmas decoration, or I don't know. You'll come up with whatever name you want it. You get the idea, right? So I think I'm going to add a few more, but before that I'm going to tie my ribbon to see where else I need to add some leaves, because it's going to go on top of the leaves, but I want to make sure it's full and it looks nice. Okay, so there's my ribbon all tied up nicely. Just cut the excess, it's gonna go in there. Okay, make sure to use a red and green or red and white ribbon, whatever you have in your stash. This one's too long. So I'm going to see where it goes and then see if I need to add more leaves. It's gonna go in here. Okay, so I think a few more leaves are in order up there, just to complete the picture. One here. Sometimes it takes a while before the glue is dry, but then it won't move, trust me. Okay, now I'm going to add Merry Christmas with some white stickers. You can handwrite it, you can stamp it, you can add a different sentiment or title to the card, or just leave it like that. I like those little squares. They complement the shape of the bricks and the wall. And of course I started too far to the right, so now I have to remove all of them slightly to the left. And I didn't follow my own advice to start from the last letter first, but you go ahead and do that, because that will be easier and you won't have to move all the stickers because you run out of place. So this is the card. Hope you liked it. Thank you very much for joining me, and you know, we are going to have so many more cards coming up, 12 altogether. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you created this card. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and please visit my website einatkessler.com. You have a link at the end of the video. See you all tomorrow for card number 5. Thanks for watching. Bye everyone.